أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Lesson number 3 is a very important lesson that we learn. And this lesson, inshallah, let's go through this lesson first. And first of all, the rules that we need to go through of lesson number 3. Now, if you look at it, lesson number 3, the plural of harakah is harakat. So if you have one which is harakat, and harakat basically means movement, and harakat, that is the plural of harakat. So one is harakat, more than one is harakat. Now, the other thing is that zabar is on top of the letter, zair is at the bottom of the letter, and pesh is at the top of the letter with this, the symbol that you can see of pesh. Okay, zabar, zair, pesh are called harakat. Now, they are also given some names as well. These are the Arabic names. Zabar is known as fatha, zair is known as kasra, and pesh is also known as dhamma. Fatha and dhamma, yani zabar and pesh, are placed above the letter, whereas kasra, zair, is placed underneath the letter. The letter which has a harakat on it is called mutaharrik. Mutaharrik. Let's repeat this once more. Mutaharrik. So, if you have a letter and you have a zabar, zair and pesh, then that letter will be called a mutaharrik letter, because the letter is called a mufrid letter, and then the harakat, both of them together will be called mutaharrik. And these were very important rules. And next rules, inshallah, we will learn is how to read this lesson. So how to read this lesson. So now if we look at that, pronounce the fatha by opening the mouth and raising the voice. Ah. So you open your mouth. Ah. And the kasra by dropping the voice. E. You drop the voice. And then the dhamma, the pesh, by the rounding of the lips. Pronounce the harakat in an Arabic accent without stretching or suddenly pausing the voice. So pronounce the harakat in an Arabic accent without stretching or suddenly pausing the voice. Like sometimes people, they will read ba zabar ba, ba zir bi, ba pesh bu. So you don't stretch these letters. Harakat should not be stretched, and it should not be read with a sudden pause, like ba zabar ba, ba zir bi, ba pesh bu. We shouldn't read them with that sudden pause as well. It should be read in the ma'ruf manner, meaning in the Arabic manner, without stretching and without sudden pausing. Now, another thing that we need to understand is if any letter, the letter alif, has any harakat on it, meaning a zabar, zair or a pesh, then we will not read it as alif zabar a, but we will change that alif into a hamza. Then it will be read as hamza zabar a. So alif, whenever it has any harakat on it, it will not be read as an alif, but rather it will be read as a haraka, it will be read as a hamza. And the other thing that we need to know is the letter ra. The letter ra, if it has a zabar or a pesh, yani a fatha or a dhamma, on it, pronounce it with a thick tone. So like for example, ra, zabar, ra, 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 pesh, ru, ru. So pronounce it with a deeper tone. So let's read that again. If the letter ra has a fatha or a dhamma, yani a zabar or a pesh on it, pronounce it with a thick tone. If the letter ra has a kasra below it, pronounce it with a thin tone. Okay, so mashallah azza wa jal, that is the rule of the harakat. So don't strength or long the harakat, don't stretch it and don't jerk the letters. Read them as they are, so without stretching and without jerking. Now what we're going to do is, inshallah azza wa jal, we're going to go and start to read, inshallah azza wa jal, the lesson number 3. And the way, remember, we learnt that we should not be reading the harakat without stretching the letters. So inshallah azza wa jal, let's just go through that. Ji. Hamza zabar a, Hamza zir e, Hamza pesh u, a, e, u, ba zabar ba, ba zir b, ba pesh bu, ba, bi, bu, ta zabar ta, ta zir ti, ta pesh tu, ta, ti, tu, tha zabar tha, tha zir thi, tha pesh thu, tha, thi, thu, jim zabar ja, jim zir ji, jim pesh ju, ja, ji, ju, ha zabar ha, ha zir hi, ha pesh hu, ha, hi, hu, kha zabar kha, kha zir khi, kha pesh khu, kha, khi, khu, dal zabar da, dal zir di, dal pesh du, da, di, du, dal zabar dha, dal zir di, dal pesh dhu, dha, di, dhu, ra zabar ra, ra zir ri, ra pesh ru, ra, ri, ru. Remember, when ra has a zabar or a pesh, you have to read it with full mouth. Next one, za zabar za, za zir zi, za pesh zu, za, zi, zu, sin zabar sa, sin zir si, sin pesh su, sa, si, su. Now remember how we read the letter sin is going to be with a small whistle sound. So you should read the letter sin with a small whistle sound. Inshallah azza wa jal, let's continue forward. Sheen zabar sha, sheen zir shi, sheen pesh shu, sha, shi, shu, صاد زبر صو، صاد زیر سی، صاد پیش سو، صو سی سو، ضاد زبر ضا، ضاد زیر ضی، ضاد پیش ضو ضا ضی ضو طا زبر طا طا زیر طی طا پیش تو طا طی تو وا زبر ظا ظا زیر ظی ظا پیش ظو ظا ظی ظو عین زبر عا. Now again, remember yesterday we learned that ayn comes from the middle of the throat. Now this letter sometimes is a bit hard to pronounce, but inshallah azawajal, if you keep on trying, you'll master it. Again, ayn zabar a, ayn zir i, عین پیش عو ع عی عو غین زبر غا غین زیر غی غین پیش غو غا غی غو فا زبر فا فا زیر فی فا پیش فو فا فی فو قاف again musta'liya with the full mouth from the top of the throat. قاف زبر قا قاف زیر قی قاف پیش قو قا قی قو. Now the next kaf is going to be a thin sound. Kaf zabar ka کاف زیر کی کاف پیش کو کا کی کو لام زبر لا لام زیر لی لام پیش لو لا لی لو meme. Remember how we read the meme from the outside of the lips. So from the outer part of the lips, these are the outer part of the lips touching together. Meme zabar ma mیم زیر می میم پیش مو ما می مو نون زبر نا نون زیر نی نون پیش نو نا نی نو واو زبر وا واو زیر وی واو پیش وو وا وی وو ہا زبر ہا ہا زیر ہی ہا پیش ہو، ہا ہی ہو، حمزہ زبر آ، حمزہ زیر ای، حمزہ پیش او، آ ای او. And the last letter یا زبر یا، یا زیر یی، یا پیش یو، یا یی یو. ماشاء اللہ عز و جل.